Hi, it's Scott Harris, your ultimate coach, where we train the world's best coaches, stopping by to say congratulations, you made it. Welcome to the third video in this Mastering Your Time video series. Now, if you're just jumping on board to this super fast moving train, you may have missed some of the first couple of videos. So to give you a real quick recap, here's where we've been. Where we've been is an acknowledgement that time is our most precious resource. You know, you can waste some money, you can find a way to get some more. You can say some stuff you probably shouldn't have said, and you can find a way to apologize and clean it up. You can put something off for a long time and you can finally go get it done. But if you waste some time, if you waste a couple of hours, if you waste an afternoon, if you waste a day, if you waste a week, that afternoon, that day, that week is gone, my friend. So we want to understand, how do I master my time? Particularly if you're like me, and I'm guessing you probably are, and that you want to have not just great income, but you want to build great wealth, plus you want to have great physical health and energy and vitality, plus you want to have great relationships with your spouse and your children and your friends and your family and your peer group. Plus you probably want to travel and do adventure and have crazy fun. Plus you probably want to give back to your community as well and take care of your parents or give to some great charitable worthwhile cause. And if you want to do all of those things, I can tell you, you must absolutely master this thing called your time. Now, we chatted about in our first video, there's a couple of things you have to do. And the first is you must track and measure. You got to track and measure. If you're not counting your hours, if you're not managing your days, if you're not allocating your weeks, it ain't going to happen. You can be busier, you can get up earlier and sleep later, but if you're not tracking and measuring, it ain't going to work. Number two, we talked about how you got to make a grown-up decision to acknowledge that you cannot do it all. You can't do everything. You can't. Try as you might. Now, the good news is you can do anything, but you can't do everything. So you've got to learn to say no. You have to learn to let some things go. That's just kind of it. And then the third thing we talked about is if you want to master your time, you have to decide. You got to emotionally commit to say, you know what? I'm not willing to feel frustrated. I'm not willing to feel overwhelmed. I'm not willing to feel like, gosh, I'm always behind the eight ball and there's always more to do. And instead, you have to decide, you know what? I want to feel in control. I want to feel excited. I want to feel optimistic. I want to feel revitalized and energized about my upcoming day and my upcoming week and my upcoming month and, I don't know, the rest of my life. So I talked about those things in the first video. The second video, we really talked about the three big mistakes that I think that probably almost all people make. When I coach them one-on-one, I see these mistakes. They come to me at the beginning of their sessions. I see it with thousands of people I coach around the world. And the first is, people they're failing to plan. They're not planning. And I can tell you, if you're not planning, you should stop doing that. You should start planning. And I don't care what system you use. You can use a calendar, you can use iCal, you can use Outlook, you can use some cool other thing. Myself, I use a good old-fashioned pen and paper. In fact, I use a process that I'd love to share with you and maybe show it to you one day, because I think it's incredibly, incredibly powerful. So number one, people don't plan. Number two, they forget about their big rocks. People forget about what's most important to them. What are the things that need to get in their calendar first? What are the things that need to get in their diary and schedule first? And if you know about those big rocks, great. If you don't, go find that second video and go watch it. And then thirdly, talked about the fact that most people fail to start. They fail to launch. They don't get started now. So hopefully if you watch that second video, you've already been doing some planning for the last couple of days as this video series has been launched. Now today, different type of conversation. Now, it's where the money hits the road. It's where the rubber meets the road. Because today, I want to chat to you about, how do I make more money? Scotty, look, it's all very well good to say I'm going to get more done. It's all very well good to say I'm going to have great plans in my calendar and great schedules and great systems, but how does that make me more money? Well, to be clear, if you've done my Millionaire Mentoring Program, and if you haven't, you really should, money is important. Money impacts every area of your life. Your health, your relationships, your ability to parent, your ability to do contribution, your ability to take care of your body and be able to do things for the wider community. Money is just important. It just is. And if you're watching this video, my hallucination, my guess is that you either have your own business or a part-time business, or maybe you're working something on the side. You're looking to become a consultant, you're looking to become a coach, you're building a multi-level marketing business, you're doing something else to try and create some economic freedom and some lifestyle choices. And I can tell you, you want to make more money? You want to do some of the things we've already talked about in the first two videos, because that's going to free up some time. It's going to allow you to make some better choices about your time. Because I know this, I coach literally thousands of business owners a year, in small to medium to large businesses. And I know that whether you're selling candles in a candle shop or whether you've got a $500 million financial tech company, I can tell you right now that there is this, my friends. There are, for absolute certain, three things. There are beyond question 3, sometimes 5, but usually 3 things that drive revenue in your business, that create customers for your small business, that get sales and cash in the door. And as you're deciding what your big rocks are, as you're deciding to control your time more effectively, I want you to focus on what are your 3 things. What are the 3 things, and maybe it's 5, I'll give you a little bit of leeway there. What are the 3 things that are most important to you? How do I get those in my calendar more often, more frequently, more regularly? How do I pay more attention to them? How do I give them more focus? How do I let go of some of the other stuff? And think about your business right now, whether it's one you would like to start, you're maybe looking to write a book or start some coaching or develop some online marketing process or do something outside of your current vocation. What would happen to your business? What would happen to your life if the 3 to 5 things that drove revenue, that created sales, that got customers in your business, what would happen if you started doing those things more consistently, more committedly, more regularly? I can tell you what will happen: make more money.